Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and today in this video I'm going to talk about my top 10 worst mistakes I've ever made. Now these are really bad mistakes that I've made that are horrible, that I regret making, but we were able to fix most of them and stuff like that. So basically I was able to problem solve a lot with a lot of them, but they were really bad mistakes that I hopefully will never make again in my entire life. So if you guys have made any of these same mistakes, let me know down in the comments below, so I'm not the only one who who's made these mistakes. Some of them may have probably happened several times, or some of them may happened once or something, so I'm going to get started. So, number one on my list had to be not coming in for work when I was supposed to. So, one day I went to program, and just a quick heads up, this video may be really long, so I apologize because I have a story for each of these mistakes. So I was at program one day, and then all of a sudden my mom, I get a phone call. I'm like, it's in the middle of the day, and I get a phone call from my mom, and she's like, where are you? I'm like, at program. She goes, you were supposed to be at work today, blah, 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 blah. They called me asking where you were, and I was like in tears because I felt so irresponsible, and I was like, oh no, blah, 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 blah. I didn't even know I was supposed to come in and stuff. And so I texted my coworkers through our work app and telling them I'm really sorry, and they were like, oh, it's okay, we're okay, it's not that big of a deal, we were able to do it, blah, 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 blah. So I felt much better and stuff like that. And then when I went to go home and check my email, it turned out I didn't get a work schedule because the work schedule I didn't get a work schedule until the afternoon, and the work schedule was put out later by accident, because I think maybe the email system was just messed up or something, I don't know. No, but then I felt much better. Number two on my list had to be getting my handyman a check when I was supposed to get him cash. So one day my mom asked me to go to the bank to go pick up some money for my handyman. And I was doing two things at once. So I was checking to see if my work checks were going into a certain spot in my bank account. And I went and I was picking up money for my handyman. And so what happened was, as I was doing two things at once, that the cash was blurred my mind, and I completely was so focused on making sure my checks were in the right spot that I forgot about the cash. And what had happened was, I was in such a hurry. I was trying to because my handyman had to leave, and I accidentally got him a check when I was supposed to get him cash. Whoops. And I honestly didn't realize that he needed cash and not a check. And so we had a little problem with that. Whoops. And my mom wasn't too happy about that. Oops. Number three on my list had to be giving the customer the wrong sandwich. Now this is a mistake that I have made, I think once or twice. So basically what happened was I actually came up with this new trick for myself, was to take the tickets with me, so then I wouldn't have to go back to the kitchen and ask whose sandwich was where and stuff like that. So I'm starting this new habit where I'm taking the tickets with me, so then I remember, because I'm terrible at names. So what happened was, I went to give someone their sandwich, and I think maybe it was because I had two sandwiches in my hand and they were for two different people, that I accidentally put the tickets underneath the wrong sandwich, and I gave the two customers the wrong sandwiches, and my coworkers weren't too happy about that. And neither was the customer. That was just an accident, but I learned from it. Number four on my list had to be forgetting where I got my yarn. Now this was a thing that used to annoy my mom all the time. This is a thing that used to annoy my mom all the time, because whenever we go to a certain store, I get disappointed because I couldn't find the yarn that I needed. We're like, ugh, this is so annoying. Yeah, we were super irritated because we couldn't find the yarn that I needed and stuff. So I would get confused if I got it at Joann's or if I got it at Michael's, and then sometimes we'd have to go to another store, which kind of made more work for my mom, which she wasn't very happy about. Number 5 on my list would have to be forgetting to call in sick for program. So I did this like a couple times by accident where I forgot to call in sick. Like one time I left the manager a message on his phone saying I wasn't going to be able to come in that day. And then he calls and he goes, "Where are you? We were worried sick." I'm all like, "I left you a message on your phone." And I don't think he had his phone on or something. I don't know why. Or maybe he was busy, but he was just like worried sick about why I didn't come in. Another time, like I went to the dentist because I was getting my retainer, because I was getting my replacement. I went to the orthodontist because I was getting my replacement retainers because I lost one of my retainers. I don't even know where my retainers are, and I haven't worn my retainers since my senior year in high school. And my mom was offered to call in sick, but she forgot to call me in, and then they were worried about me. Oops. Number 6 on my list, so note to self, probably take care of that ahead of time. Number 6 on my list would have to be forgetting who wanted what order. So basically one time I accidentally almost gave somebody the wrong order because I forgot to put their names inside the package or something. I'm like, oops. And so for those who don't know, I run a knitting business from home, and a couple times I think I gave someone probably the wrong order and stuff. What happened was I got most of her hats that she wanted for her grandchildren, but the problem was I accidentally gave her 2 large hats when there were supposed to be 2 baby girl hats. Oops. There were supposed to be 2 toddler hats for her grandkids. So I accidentally gave 2 large black hats to her when I was supposed to give her 2 toddler hats by accident. So I think what happened was when I wrote down my list of orders, I think I put someone else's order in the wrong spot, so I got confused and I forgot to put the arrow down. So yeah, my bad. Number 7 on my list would have to be forgetting to collect my tips. Now this was a bad habit I started at work. Was I didn't know how the tip system would work at work because I'm actually still learning. I'm actually getting much better at remembering to collect my tips now, but my tip folder would be getting so full of my tips that I'd forget to collect them, and I felt so bad because my coworkers didn't have enough space for their tips in their folders. So I'd be having so many tips for months and months, and it'd be like all over the place. And like I'd forget to collect them after my shift was over because I didn't know how the tip system was working. But at least I learned it now, and I'm getting much better at it. Number 8 on my list would have to be forgetting to reload my Clipper card. So I have a disabled senior pass, and I get on the bus for a discount because of that, because I'm a mentally disabled senior. Don't worry, I'm not in my 60s, I'm still in my 20s. So basically what happened was I kept forgetting to go to Walgreens, which is where I reload the Clipper card, and I went to put it on, and I didn't have any money on it, and the lady was not very happy with me because I had a free ride for like 2 to 3 days, and I forgot to put extra cash in my wallet for the bus just in case I needed it. Whoops. So basically I had to get a free ride for 3 days, and I felt so bad, so right after I was done, I ran to Walgreens as soon as I could so I could get my Clipper card reloaded. Number 9 on my list would be not having any money for the bus. So one day I was supposed to go to a thing with my program, but as I went to open my wallet, I realized I had no ones for the bus, and I was super irritated, so I had to call in sick. And then I was going to see if my brother was going to drive me, but my brother didn't feel well enough to drive me because he was sick. And so I had to call in sick from program because I had no way to get to program because I didn't have a ride because my mom was already at work. I didn't work, and my brother was sick, and my sister didn't drive at the time, and my roommate at the time had already left for his job, and I didn't have any money to get on the bus. So basically I had to take the whole day off until I had to meet 2 people downtown for my program, which worked out perfectly. Number 10 on my list would have to be not having any money for lunch. So one day I was at the volunteering. After I got out of volunteering, I went to eat my lunch, and I realized my lunch wasn't in my backpack. And then I opened my wallet to see if I had any cash in there, and I realized I only had like 7 ones in there, and I had no 20s in there. I was like, oh no. No, so I didn't want to buy lunch, but the staff wanted me to eat something because they didn't want me to not have a lunch. So I went to a local coffee shop that had some snacks for a cheap price, and I was able to get some chips for like $2 or $3. So note to self, Mena, make sure you check your wallet and check to see if your wallet is restocked before you leave the house. Because back then I didn't have a debit card. And I wasn't working at the time, so I didn't have like any way to get money. So, okay, those are my top 10 worst mistakes I've made. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!